I wish the real world would stop bothering me. Welcome to the swamp. I'm your host, SwampyT. I'm feeling moist. That means you're about to get wet. Okay, it's a quick Friday. It's freezing in Denver. It's the Friday before New Year's Eve. Now let me share a quick story with you. I didn't get to do the Christmas special I wanted to. My son was sick. I was trying my best. Shout out to my baby mother, my fiance. We've been baby's been sleeping by me. She's been sleeping on my feet. We've been stacked up in a triangle trying to cater to this baby, But let me share another story with you. I was at Safeway. I'm doing my grocery shopping. I have my stuff somewhat together, not all the way together. I never got my all the way together. And, I'm at the cash register or, going to one of those self-checkouts. And now I'm fumbling around, and, I drop $20. I'm like, oh, flip. But then this woman, she picks it up and she says something, what God puts on the earth goes to the collector. I'm like, I don't know, this woman's on crack, I don't know what the hell she's talking about. Next thing, I was like, here, thank you for picking up my $20. She doesn't give me my $20. She does this whole, finders keepers bullshit. And, I was not in the mood, So, I'm trying to follow this woman through the grocery store, and she's smart, man. She picks it up a pace. She's like, she's getting her trot on, man. This woman's 2 pounds under 300. Yeah, so I'm not trying to, sumo shame or anything like that. I love you. I love everyone of every shape and size, from oranges to pears to bananas to apples, to Coca-Cola bottles, to John Cena's. So, this woman, she's security this, security. So I'm over here trying to explain to a security guard who's mentally handicapped or something. Well, she's a security guard. She's 4'8", Yeah, okay. So next thing I know, this woman, she made the great escape. She's like Burt Reynolds in Deliverance, She's down the rapid, still flipping fast. I didn't have time to flip a hog. So I'm scouring the parking lot. I'm like, oh, this woman, literally, she just bought her groceries and got my $20. So I'm looking. Guess what? I see her, and she's got her car open and everything, big old butt trying to make room for her groceries. That's when enter SwampyT. I picked up the 2 grocery bags, whoop, and I took off running, and she's like, well, that's my groceries. And I try to, hit her with whatever's on the ground, God is left for the collectors. So I'm booking it. Then, I really don't even have to book it. This woman could be driving and couldn't catch my ass. Me doing a slow paced walk. And so I get back, and I'm still flipping mad. I'm looking at a receipt, and, it was a little bit more than $20. And I was looking at what I got. I got some Totino's pizzas. I got some chicken strips. I got even some Dino Bites, honey mustard sauce, ranch, some bottles of wine. I don't drink wine, so I popped them with the hobos. I was I poured up some in some plastic cups, handed them out. So it was almost kind of karma. It's a story of karma, basically. But what would you guys do? You dropped $20. Here's the thing. It was karma going back around. Because about 10 years ago, me and my homie J-Rock and Youngsta, Yeah, Youngsta. Yeah, me and J-Rock and Youngsta were hanging outside of Youngsta's friend's apartment, like bored, like we were just like hanging out, and some dude was like coming into the apartment. It's like one of those like locked door apartments, and he dropped $20. I think he dropped 20 and 10, and I picked up the 10 and I handed it back to him, but Youngster like put his foot on the 20, and then J-Rock got a hold of the 20, and J-Rock didn't give it back, and the dude was like, give it back, and the dude was trying to get threatening. It's like, J-Rock would have took his ass. J-Rock would have, gutted the dude. He would have slashed him open. Like, that ain't a joke, that ain't a lie. I mean, J-Rock, at the bare minimum, would have knocked this dude out. Dude realized that after, trying to get tough, and I was like, there is 3 of them. And he went back off and, cried his night away, hopefully. But yeah, so it was kind of like karma coming back to me, I dropped $20 now, but I got my swamp venge. Okay, now that that's out of the way, Trump is in the news again. This time he's saying, well, if the Democrats, the demon rats, they don't fund the southern border wall, the Great Wall of Mexico that someone's going to pay for, it's not Mexico. If the Democrats don't fund it, he's going to just shut down the entire southern border. Bye-bye. Gone. Shut down. I don't necessarily know what that entails. It's out there. It's not a very detailed threat, but it is a threat. He also said another caravan is on its way. He also said that he is prepared to stop funding for Guatemala, Ecuador, and El Salvador, and Honduras, and Guatemala, Oaxaca, Panama. I don't know how many places, but he's not going to fund them anymore. So please let me know what you think about in the comment section below. Should Trump play hardball, shut down the southern border, and stop the funding? And I know some of you out there are probably like, stop the funding no matter what happens. Why are we funding them? We can't even fund ourselves. And speaking of funding, the city of Denver, it's come forward that they spent $400,000 on homeless sweeps and cleanups. What this entails is a private contracted company, Environmental Solutions or some crap, was hired to work with Denver police, which is also, that's a whole nother payroll issue, but to go and throw homeless people's possessions away, and if they were there, tell the homeless people, move it across the street. We're cleaning up this section, meaning that you can create your homeless camp right across there, and then next week we'll come and clean that area and you can move back here. Doesn't that sound like a scam? Some kind of lame mafia duck? Like, yeah man, we got the contract. We're just going to shuffle around the homeless in a 4-block radius around the ballpark neighborhood, you see? Me, I'm appalled. That $400,000 could have actually went to some good use to help the homeless and help the homeless issue. It gives me a big, heavy heart. I mean, a heavy heart with this next one. Richard Overton, the oldest World War II veteran, has passed away at 112 years old. And what made him savage beyond savage, he didn't give a flip about these damn doctors and their pills and their scams and their bull. He came out every day and said, look, my diet consists of cigars and whiskeys. Or whiskey. He liked that pure Jameson, that Irish whiskey. And I hope that he had a chance to try Proper 12. I'm looking to try some Proper 12 for the new year. Hopefully, if I can find some. But yeah, he preferred Jameson. He drunk Gentleman's Jack. He Maker's Mark, and he lit up cigars. He smoked the Bizzies. And he lived to 112, and he served our country in the greatest war of them all, World War II. So with a real heavy heart, rest in peace, Richard Overton. God bless you for your service. I hope God looks over your family. I know where you're going, man. You're going upstairs. No doubt about that. And no reason to be thankful. I always harp on Denver's drug problem, but going back to 2008 in San Francisco, there was maybe 100, 200 complaints about needles and drug use. Now it's up to plus 8,000, and that's just 10 years, and the crisis in San Francisco is really bad. Please leave in the comment section below who you blame, what's going on with this homelessness in California, and drugs and chaos and frankly filth. And hopefully I'll hit you guys back up. Tomorrow's UFC 232, John Jones versus Alex Gustafsson. Let me know who are you going for. One's a Roy Head, one's a Swede. Until then, also there's Cyborg versus Nunes. And that I'm kind of going for Nunes. I'm kind of a little bit. I think she might be the more skilled fighter. But Cyborg is a machine. So let me know who you got your money on the two big fights. And if you're a betting person, check out Bovada. That's the most trustworthy person in online gambling. Peace.